Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Good. Okay, so very happy to see you in this class. Actually, we will spend like around like 10 days, right? 10 days for this course, academic skill. And before we get into the contents of the subject, I just want to introduce a little bit about me. Yeah, so we can note each other and study better. Now, my full name is Nhật Minh Nguyễn. Okay, I come from the banking faculty, and my major is finance banking. And very like honored to have here and share some of my experience about academic skill at the university for you guys. So hopefully you can take advantage on this skill and study better in the university in the bachelor program. Okay. All right. A little bit about like myself, my background. I will tell you guys. Um, Actually, I was a student of banking university. So after I graduated from our university, I went to USA to get master degree. I came back Vietnam in 2014 and to be a lecturer of our university until now, right? So and I already got a PhD degree in 2020. Okay, and my fields is finance, banking, and retail. You right? Okay, so that's very basic information about me. Hopefully, like you can keep it and contact to me if you have any question related to this subject, also like finance field. Now you can see on the slide my emails in nm8eus.edu.vn. That's my email. So if you want to contact to me, just send me an email. Okay. All right. So that's a few information. Before we get into the content, I just want to tell you a little bit about like my assessment of our subject. Actually, like we separate in two main parts for your grade. The first one, we call it like grade process, right? So that will account for 50% of your grade or of your mark. Um, and 50% for processing grade, I will divide it into three columns. The first column that will come from your attendance. So if you come to class on time and often, okay, you get 10%. Now the rest of 20% that will come from your individual work. So when we have like how can I say, I will give you some exercise. You work as individual. You do the homework, and also like you have a like the midterm test, right? That will account for 20% of individual work. The third column that's come from your teamwork. Okay, so I will raise some question for your team. Actually, like we will have a topic, and your team need to prepare the presentation and get like around 20% for the teamwork. Okay, so 50% for processing rate, and you will have the final test that will account for 50%. Remaining of 50% that will come from the final test. Okay, that's all about assessments of our subject. You need to remember before we get into more like to the detail of our subject. You need to remember how can you get high grade from this. All right. So far, any question for me? Any question for me? so far. Good. Okay. Okay. No sure. Okay. Thank you. Tú, right? And to I think it's like sometimes like I have a two kinds of rules that I really want you guys to follow. So I will tell my rules first, and if you have any requirement from me, you just tell me. All right. Now I have a two kind of rules. The first one, I think like I really want you guys to participate in and join my lesson. Actually, during the study time, I raise a lot of questions. Okay, I ask you guys a lot of questions, and I really want you guys to make a comment. I really want you guys to argue with me, discuss with me on that question. Okay, doesn't matter you answer right or wrong. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay, I don't care about like you answer right or wrong. Okay, I just care about you really participate in my lesson or not. Okay, that's my purpose. And every time when you answer my question, you get a plus mark. Okay, you get a plus mark. And ends of this course, I will correct you guys. Don't do other things because sometimes like, I ask you guys, I really want you guys to answer to me. So focus on the lesson. Okay, so that's this rule. I really want you guys to follow, right? Okay. And how about you guys? Do you have any requirement from me? Do you have any requirement for me relating to rate, relating to anything? Okay. What do you think? Hello? Do you hear me clearly?
Teacher,
Yep.
if we want to understand about you say, we can require you translate Vietnamese.
Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. No
Okay,
problem.
thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yep. I'm trying to speak English as much as possible. And what I really want you guys to improve your English skill. So sometimes I use how can I say like I can call this like professional terms. It's relating to other fields, and you have not seen that term before. So you can ask me. I can translate into Vietnamese. No problem. Okay. Thank you so very much. All right. Good. Any other requirement from you guys? Okay. How about like the materials? You on like have you already received the slides that I sent you guys? Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay. So you want me to record, right? Okay, no problem. Actually, like I think like Zoom a little bit like I think like I'm convenience with Zoom more than Google Meet, but actually like my Zoom just has like 40 minutes, and after that they will break out. And I think like maybe we change to Google Meet. I will ask like the coordinator and tell you guys later on. Maybe like we can switch to the Google Meet, so now we can record on the lesson. Okay, no problem. Okay, I'm trying to record on lesson for you guys. All right, good, very good. Okay, materials, slides. I already sent you guys. All right, and you can like research the textbook that we call it academic skill at the university. And I think like Miss Mỹ already sent you guys the textbook. I don't know, like I just received the printed textbook from our university. and maybe like we can base on that. Okay. The first one I told you guys about my assessment. Okay. The second one materials. The third one like rules in our class. Okay. Anything else? Anything else that you want from me? Okay, so if you don't have any question for me, we move to the next stage. Now, the first thing I want organize our class, and because we have the presentation for the teamwork. Okay, today I think I will let you guys to choose the topic. Okay, and after next week you need to prepare the presentation and present in the front of our students. Okay, that's the reason why I need two things. The first one, a monitor of our class. Okay, the monitor who will be the volunteer, be a monitor of our class. That's the first thing. Now the second things, we need to separate in different group. Okay, in different group. So how many students in our group? Like around 30 students, right? Around 30 students. So I want to separate our class in 6 groups. Okay, so each group you will have a maximum 5 students in a group, right? Yeah, so two main kind of requirements from me. The first one, choose a monitor. The second one, separate in different group, and we have a 6 group, 5 students maximum in the group. Okay, are you clear? Good. Okay, anyone want to be volunteer as a monitor? Okay, good. Minh Tú, right? Minh Tú, okay. Minh Tú, thank you very much. You will be like the monitor of our class, right? And what's your roles as a monitor? I want you guys to check attendance, okay? Check attendance of all the class. And the second one, you need to follow. It means like if a student they answer my question, okay, they practice by in my lesson, you just give them a plus mark, okay. When they answer as integer, you put the plus mark in zero, okay. But if they answer for his like on the behalf of their group, you put a plus mark on that group. Okay, so I really want Minh following the 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 students in our class, right? So you check attendance, you following like the participating of each student. Okay, very good, thank you. Now I want Minh have me to separate our class in 5 students in the group. Is that okay? Like maximum 5 students in the group. Do you have a like attendance list? Yep. Okay. Good. Now please help me to separate our class in different groups. If you want to, if you already find a team, you just let me know, and he will like record or like write your team member down and be active to choose your group, right? Okay. Now, Minh have me to separate our student in 6 group, and you guys have around 10 minutes to do it. Okay, 10 minutes to do it.
Okay. So I think the easily to separate the group, I think is to choose the follow the schedule. Wait for minutes, guys.
Okay, so like just wait a few minutes for Mr. Two to check the names of each group. I just want to tell you guys a little bit about like the format of the midterm test. Actually, like we will have an I think an essay test, an essay midterm test. It means like you have to by yourself in the I think like we call it like essay test. It means like you will have some question and you have to write down. Okay. So I don't know about like the final test, how does it work, how does it do, because like now we still based on like COVID-19. But if we cannot see each other directly in the class, maybe we will do the final test, as a report. Okay, as a report. It means I will give you the topic and you have to work on that. You have to work on the project. Yeah. So the midterm test format and the final test form. Okay. That will be fixed in the next few days. Okay. So Mr. Tu just spend a little bit of time to finish the roof separation. I think I will give you more time to finish when I raise the question for each team. Okay. So now I think like it's better for us to overview a little bit about our subject. Our subject we call this like academic skills. Okay, and the reason why do we need to study this course? Okay, can learn ask a question. A criteria for the midterm test essay. The criteria. I think two main. I think like three main criteria. The first one, you need to follow the format of an essay. Okay, it's mean like paragraph. You need to write in the right format, on the right form. Okay, you need to organize your essay in the clear form, something like that, right? And your essay has a structure. So I call it like organized clearly. Okay, and the second one, the second criteria that's related to the content. Okay, so you have to like finish your essay in the detail form. Okay, it means like you need to find out some evidence, some data, some research, some case study to demonstrate your point. All right. So the second one related to your content.
So I'm finished, teacher.
The contents will account 50%. Yep. And the format or like the structure or like we call this the form of present like the essay will account 20%. Okay, 20%, 50% for the content, 20% for the format of the essay, and 30%. The rest of 30% that's will come from I think like the way you express your idea. Okay, the way you express your idea related to how do you develop your idea from your essays. Okay, so I think like a very main idea, very main three criteria. You need to care about your midterm test. And when you do the midterm test, beside of the knowledge that you discuss with me in the class, you need to make some research. Okay, put more data, put more evidence on your essays in your paper.
Okay.
Grammar, academic vocabulary in essays. Actually, it's just account very little percentage, around like I think like 10%. Okay, that will be included in the format of the essay. Okay, not much, not much. So don't worry about that. Actually, I don't put emphasize on grammar and like something related to academic vocabulary, but remember, you can use some key terms or some vocabulary to make your essay or your paper more clearly and more detailed. That will be fine. Okay, don't worry too much. Like grammar, but you need to check. Don't like give me like some stupid error about your paper. It's been like you have not checked like the spell, right? So you need to check the spell before you send it to me. Okay, so yeah. All right, Kanlan, is that okay? Any question further? Okay, let's see. Minto, what do you send to me? Okay, thank you very much. We already have like 6 group, right? Okay, so group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you should choose like the team leader. Okay, the team leader of each group. So it's easy for Mintu to manage this group. All right. Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Do you agree with like the team like this? Any question on like the team? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so group 2 will be 4 students. Okay, group 2 will be 4 students, and the rest of team that we have like 5 students in group, right? Because we have 29 students. Is that right? 29. 29 students.
Yes, 29 students.
So 1 student absent today.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know. Wait.
Okay, so like just let me know later on. Okay, so just tell me the name of that student because I need to make a report to the university.
And I think the leader in each group to select. I think it's a group members they choose.
Yeah, right. You are right. Okay, you are right. So like let's like the team member decide or discuss each other about like the team leader. Okay, and let you know later on. Okay. All right, very good. Good so far. Now, okay, so after we finish a very, very important work, it's been we separate students in our class. We answer some questions from you guys. We understand about like the main idea of our subject. We go into the reason why we study academic skill. Why do we need to study academic skill? Actually, like very simple reason, right? All the students want to overcome the study issues. Okay, like when you change the level of study, you study at high school and now you move to the university. Sometimes different environment, and that will occur many problems for you guys. If you cannot like identify these problems, that's make you to be hard to receive the knowledge to prepare future career. So that's the reason why we need to study academic skills. So we will have some skill and prepare for our program better. Okay, and that's the reason why we said like overcome study issues, identify common study problem, and develop better study better. Okay, so when you can recognize, you can identify the problem, you can create, you can build, you can develop your study better. Okay, all of us, we have around like 4 years, okay, to study bachelor degree. When you study master, maybe you need like 1 to 2 years depending on each student. When you study higher level, like for example PhD program, maybe it takes you 3 to 4 years to finish the PhD program. So different level, different things or different skill we need to prepare. And when you study at the bachelor degrees level, you also prepare for your goals, right? For your study. So that's the reason why we need to study this course. Now, when we talk about study skill, very often, very main works we need to care about. Okay, we need to understand a very important words that we call this like learning. Okay, learning, we make the definition of learning an active process. Okay, but learning we divide it into main actually we call this like two main kind of learning. The first one passive learning and the second one active learning. Okay, one question I want to raise for each group. I want each group you discuss each other and tell me the differences between passive learning and active learning. All right, I want you to make differences between passive learning and active learning and trying to analyze and give me an example to demonstrate about your point. All right, what do you think about passive learning and active learning? What are differences between them? Give me some example, okay, to demonstrate your point. All right, so now it's time for your group discuss each other and tell me your answer. Okay, you guys have around like 5 to 7 minutes discuss each other and tell me the differences between passive learning and active learning based on this diagram. Is that okay? Are you clear?
Okay, clear.
Good. Okay, now it's your time. All right, if any group you already finished and you can to be volunteer and answer my question. Okay. Okay, very good, Khánh Linh, right? Okay, please, Khánh Linh.
So can you hear me, Professor?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Very clear.
So I think the difference between passive learning and active learning is the way how they the activity of their learning. First, in the passive learning, you can see that they only have the 10% of what they read, what they hear, and what they see. And from the active learning, they are not only for reading or watching or hearing, they also writing down and they using it, doing it. And from the outcome, Yes, from the outcome you can see that because in the passive learning they only reading and hearing and seeing, so they only kind of report or paraphrase what they heard, what they see, and they didn't understand, didn't have a deep understanding what the information that they receive it. So they can only describe it or listing or explaining. But for the active learning, you can see that because they are writing down, they writing down what they heard, what they listening, what they see. So you can see that they have a deep understanding of the information. So they can analyze those information and then using it to create their own evidence for their research paper, or they can create their own material study, so they can use it in the future, or the knowledge, or their own knowledge, and evaluate it with this information. They can uh, use it and research it for more information that they want to study more in the future. So that's what I think is the big difference between passive and active learning.
Yes, very good point. Okay, very good point. I can understand about your main point about passive learning and active learning, right? So, following your point, like active learning, they will have like more efficient than passive learning, right? Based on like the number that student can understand about the lesson, right? Okay, very good. Now, how about like other team? Do you want to add any further information on my question?
Hi,
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
So this is my view of points of this lesson. With me, passive learning. What is passive learning? You can
Mm-hmm.
imagine as like those high school, uh,
Yep.
school that school that there are the class that teachers stand here and teach for everyone to hear, and they just sit there and they listen. Like it's really hard for them to like those knowledge go into their head because this lesson that teacher gave for them, they don't have the need, like they don't have what do we call require, yeah, the require to listen
Creative.
about that.
Is that? Mm-hmm.
Like people just can learn something fast when it connect with their experiment. So passive learning, like students just sit there and listen for the teacher, but the teacher like couldn't give something, couldn't give anything that could connect about them, like chemistry, math, or physical. Like they don't know those have to do with their life.
Mm-hmm.
About
Okay.
active learning, you can see the environment of university. Student will be the leader in this class. Like teacher give them question, and then student just stand up and communicate or have the conversation about that to see the problem. And from this, they will take their own experiment to to connect with the theology that teacher have given. So I mean, it's more realistic and like it's easier to connect. So I think this is why the percentage people generally remember from the lesson in passive learning really low, but in active learning it's really high. So that is my viewpoint.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good. Beautiful. The answer. Actually, like what's her name? Like Hang, right? Is that right? So you Hang, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Hang already give us like one more important point. Passive learning. If we can see that, we can see student is not a center, right? The teacher will be the center, and the teacher will told the student what to do. Okay, and the student just follow the instruction from the teacher. Okay, but like active learning, the student be a center, right? They can argue, they can discuss, they can communicate, they can interact with the teacher or the lecturer. So like we call like passive learning the one-way teaching, and active learning we call this two-way teaching. Okay, remember about that. So thank you very much about your point. Your main point, very, very important. Now,
Thank
any
you.
further information? Yep, that's other group want to add. Any other information that you want to make supplement? Okay, so no answer from the other group. Okay, so I just want to add one more. So if you can see here, right, on the left, the first group already like explained to us. So if we use like passive learning, we just understand like 50% of the lesson. But if we can be active learning, so 90% and up, over 90%, we can understand about the lesson, right? So on the left of the triangle, the first group already explained to us. But how about like on the right, you can see like some verb here. If we study like passive learning, it means like we just like understand with the low level. It means like our action just following like define, describe, or like demonstrate, or like apply, something like that. Okay, and the level of learning is not too high. But if like you study as active learning, your level will be higher. It means like you can create something. Okay, so after you study, you learned a topic or you learned a lesson, you can create something related to that topic, and you can make adjustment. You can analyze, you can evaluate the topic. So the level of the student when they study as active learning is higher than passive learning. Okay, so very, very important for us. And that's the reason why we call like learning is active process. Okay, and if you don't participate in learning, you will not be successful. Of course, you will not understand as high as possible, and you cannot achieve the success. And the second, like, step in the learning process. Okay, very remember about process. What does it mean process? Process is step by step. Okay, and you need to following step by step in the learning to take effort on your part. Okay, so remember about that every time when we mention to learning, remember learning is an active process. Okay, it means we have to do many steps and we have to be active. It's not like passive. We will like you study as high school. Okay, one very important question. So if we are a student, what kind of objective or what kind of goals we want to achieve? Do you have any goals or any objective when you study at the university?
Yes, I want
Yes.
to graduate university, and then I will learn to like doctor level.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, I think I want to graduate on time, and after
Yes.
that, I need to experience to establish a company regarding to hospitality.
Very good, very good. Okay, beside of like finish the program on time, so you can gain some experience to establish the company, right? Something like that.
Yes.
Anything else? Yep. Anything else? Other students, please.
Well, maybe I want to get the bachelor certificate or study more to get the master certificate in
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you want to
finance.
keep going, right? Keep studying
Yeah,
at the higher level, maybe like participate in the master degree, right? Later on, right?
yeah.
Good. Okay, anything else?
Maybe I will set two kind of goals, that is yearly goals and further goals. Yearly goals that when I study in this university, I had to uh, experience some knowledge. Maybe it will helpful for me in the future.
Very good. Now keep going. I just want to hear the recent student again.
Do you hear what I have said already before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just heard about like you told me like you have like the short term goals and the long term goals, right? And
Yes.
you trying to explain about the short term and the long term. Okay.
Yeah.
Now keep going,
Yeah.
please.
My aim in this university to have a bachelor program certificate and also experience the knowledge, and also to that I will uses all everything I've learned to able to do my dream in future.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is the reason why we need to set goal, because when I set goal I have a lot of motivation to do it. Yeah. That's it, teacher.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so like very clearly about like we have a goals in the university, right? And we have a short-term goals, and we also have a long-term goals. The short-term goals, like we will finish like our program on time and at the high mark. And the second one, we can like take advantage on this knowledge, on skill to develop for our future career, right? So I think like that's very good point about like short term goals and long term goals. Very good. How about like other students? I want to hear more. I want to hear more. Anyone want to tell me more about your goals when you study in the university? Okay, Bookvic, please.
I think academic. I think I can improve my connection,
Yes.
improve my social skill,
Mm-hmm.
improve the teamwork skill, or sometimes knowing some skill that I haven't discovered yet. And furthermore, is to have a good preparation for the future, for the job
Mm-hmm.
I need. That's all, I guess.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good point. Okay. Like beside of like finishing the program, we need to build the connection. We need to build the relationship during university studying time, right? You remember when you change from like the high school to the university, you change a lot, right? At the high school, actually, like the network, the relationship is not really important, because like you just like get the connection with your teacher, with your friends, right? That's all. But in the university, your network is bigger. Okay, you have to contact to like coordinator. You need to deal with the employer. Sometimes they come to your university and ask the student participate in their project, for example, like that. You need to build some relationship with like potential employer, right? Or like you need to build a relationship with like the lecturer and professor. Okay, Remember, at the university, the lecturer and professor, they see you as like the adult, like the adult. It's mean like you already enough, like old enough. You are old enough to get to take responsibility of your 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 work. So that's the reason why the network and the connection, the relationship in the university a little bit like complex. I call this complex, and you have to deal with that. Okay, very good. And as a student, you also have another things that you need to do, or you need to require. For example, like know how to study, understand about learning style, understand about like time management. How can you use like the calendar, blender, something like that, right? And how can you like maintain the organized notebook or binder, or know how to take note, a lot of things, okay? A lot of things in the university you can or you want to achieve. Okay, good. And here's are some topic that I really want you guys to discuss in the next few days or in the next week. So remember, we have a six group, right? And the first topic like goal setting and and effective study habits. I will be the person to discuss with you. Okay, but like the other topic, your team will be like the person who raised the question and organize the presentation. Okay, so how many file, time management, organization, critical thinking, taking notes, read a textbook, memorization, and test technique. Okay, so like please feel free to choose one topic for your team, and I will update after that, and then I will allocate the schedule time for each team in the next few weeks. Is that okay?
Well, got it.
Okay, good. Okay, so I will give you like 3 to 5 minutes, discuss each other, and tell me the topic that your team choose, okay, or select. Okay, and after that, like I just I want a mental, right? You will like record like the decision of each group. Is that okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now discuss each other and choose the topic of your team. So like group 6, critical thinking. Group 4, taking note. Yes. Group 5, time management. Group 3, time management. No. No. Group 3, you have to choose the topic again. Group 5, read a textbook. Okay. Group 2, time management. No, time management we already have.
Teacher, I will drive the main ideas of each group, and I will give you.
Okay, sure.
Teacher.
Very good. Okay, so like let's say group 1, identify your style learning. Okay. Group 3, time management. Okay. Group 4, taking note. Group 5, read a textbook. Group 6, critical thinking, and group 2, memorization. Very good. Perfect. Okay. So I think like you need to prepare the topic. Okay, you need to prepare. Actually, like this week and Okay, this week and next week, you have not presented yet. But after next week, we will start with the group. The first topic, like identify your learning style, and the rest of other topic. Okay, we're just following like the structure like this: identify your learning style, time management, critical thinking, taking note, read a textbook, and memorization. Okay, we're following like the order like this. All right, and you have to prepare your presentation after next week. Okay, it's mean like after next week you have to prepare, you have to present. So after today, you need to prepare. Okay, you need to team up and discuss about your topic. I really want it proof. You have to, or you must send your slide before you have the presentation at least like 2 days ago. Okay, so for example, if you have the presentation on Tuesday morning, you need to send your slide to me and other teams on Sunday. Okay, if you have like the presentation on Friday, for example, you need to send your slide to me and your friends on Wednesday. Okay, so remember about that. All right, is that okay about like the topic of presentation? Good, right?
But
Any question?
you mean you say that each all the members of each group have to send the slide to you and other member in the group?
It means just like one student. It means like one student represent for the group, send the slide to me, and the same time send it to other groups.
Okay.
Okay. That's my purpose. And the rules when you have the presentation. So like we have like 5 students in a group, right? Five students in a group. So when you make the presentation, each student need to have at least 5 minutes for the presentation. Okay, so it means like you have around like 20 to 25 minutes for the oral presentation, and after you finish oral presentation, you will move to the Q&A part. Okay, and Q&A part that will account for 25 to 30 minutes. So each team you have around like 45 minutes until an hour to finish from the presentation. Are you clear? Okay, we will start. Okay, let me say like okay, we will start with the first group. Okay, just wait a minute, I will send you guys at like on this day. Okay, on the 5th October. That will be the first group we'll present. Okay. 2 more weeks. This means like you will have 2 more weeks preparing the presentation. Okay, all right. Good. Any further question? Kanlan, do you want to ask a question?
Yes. So how many groups are going to present for one day?
All right, that's a good question. So see, like I said, like 45 minutes to an hour, right? An hour like per group. So I hopefully like 3 groups will be presentation at like I think like 3 groups will make the presentation per day, I think so. Yeah, because like if you finish like on time, we will have around like 3 groups have to present. Right?
Okay, thank you so much.
45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour per group. Mental, get it? 45 minutes to an hour. So like you have a maximum an hour to present, okay, your topic, right? Okay, that sounds good. Any further question?
Yes. So I want to ask for the question and answer sessions. Are we going to prepare some questions? Like, do we have to have a game for it? Because it's close to 20 to 25 minutes.
Of course, you can make a game.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make a game on your presentation. Like, it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. You can like create anything you want to make your topic to be more clear. Okay, and everyone can understand about that. Okay, so you can like choose the game. You can choose any way for presentation. Okay.
Okay. So do we have any plus point for participation in like question in the presentation? Like if the student asks us anything, they participate with us, interact with us during the presentation. Are they going to have a point and the monitor going to take note about that, right, Professor?
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Of course. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, all right. Any further question? No, it's not randomly. It's following like the order of topic that I told you guys here. Like we will go with the first group that's take responsible for the identify your learning style. And the next one, like the group will take responsibility of time management topic, organization, critical thinking, taking note, and later topic. Get it? So like we have to follow the structure like this. We don't following like group 1, group 2, group 3. No, we don't follow like that. We following the structure of topic here. Clear? Good. Very good. Thank you. All right. Okay, I think like very clearly. Now we keep going. Now here's I think very interesting part that's related directly to yourself, school and college or university. We already know that when we move from high school to the university, the environment changed, the situation changed. Okay, everything is changed. But like what kind of aspect that's really changed, we need to find out. And based on this aspect, that will help us to prepare the program better. Now, in the course, I already prepared some aspect that I really want you guys to discuss each other and tell me the differences between like school and college. Okay, we have like some aspects, for example, control, attendance, communication, learner's position in the class, teaching strategy, learning requirement, written work requirements, presentational requirements, materials, and examination strategy. So we have around like 10 aspects here, and I really want you guys to discuss each other and feel like fulfill in the table here. Is that okay? Okay, so each team you have around like 15 minutes. Okay, you have 15 minutes to discuss each other, and later on I will ask each team about your idea based on the aspects. Okay, are you clear with my question? Hello?
Quite.
Okay, so it's been like based on this aspect, I want you guys to make distinguish between school and university. So what are differences between them based on this aspect? Okay, so you need to fulfill on this table. Okay, như vậy là thầy muốn các bạn làm gì? Dựa trên những cái aspect trên, đúng không? Mình so sánh, đúng không? Sự khác biệt giữa cái môi trường school và môi trường university như thế nào. Ok, và nhớ điền ra giấy đàng hoàng cho thầy để cuối cùng các bạn nộp lại cho thầy nha. Đó, fulfill vào trong cái table và để lát cuối giờ á nộp lại. Đúng không ạ? Rồi các nhóm phân nộp lại. So it's right.
Okay, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How about Sung Yu? Do you have any question?
Your board that you are showing us in this PowerPoint, do we have to fill that board in the group or in the personal?
Say again. What does it mean?
Yeah, that's for you are showing us on this screen. Yeah, what should we have to do? Or we have to do it in a group or in the on one person, one board?
Oh, okay. Like you need to work as a group. You need to work as a group. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. Good. Any further question? All right. So if you don't have any question, please discuss with your team and finish the table here for me. Okay, finish the table here for me. You should write it down, and end of today, please send it to the monitor, and the monitor will compress it and send it to me. All right. Okay. Now keep going. Are you okay? Hello, everyone. Is that okay? Chúng ta tiếp tục bạn xong chưa? Chúng ta tiếp tục chưa? Hay là bạn không có thời gian trao đổi? Alo, alo. Ủa? Hello, everyone.
We are repairing.
Okay, okay. So like you need more time. Okay, so like maybe like I will give you like more time, like 15 more minutes, and take a break. Okay, and during this break time, you can like discuss more. Is that okay? Okay. Let's say now it's time to discuss about like the differences between school and universities. I want a group to present for me the first three aspects: control, attendance, and communication. Okay. Now, any groups want to answer? Nào so sánh cho thầy xem thử là ba cái yếu tố đầu tiên. Yếu tố là gì các bạn? Yếu tố là kiểm soát nè, control, attendance và communication. Ở school và university thì khác nhau sao, đúng không ạ? Các bạn có thể trình bày cái quan điểm, đúng không? Rồi, Khánh Linh, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, the difference between school and college, when you say control, it can be in control, or you can control your life. So in school, the students are more being controlled by their parents, their teacher, such as the teacher can call the student parent to say that, oh, you guys need to notice your children more carefully because they have a low grade. Your parent can schedule your timetable by themselves, because when you are a high school, you are a teenager. There's not a lot of people believe in you or trust. So And when in university, you are adult right now, so most of people give you choice and more freedom for you to control your life. So you can shut up. Students can schedule their timetable to balance between the schoolwork and part-time job by themselves. And for the attendance in high school, they didn't calculate the attendance point. They didn't. It's not very affect the final mark very much. But in college or in university, like you say, that the attendance will be calculated at a progressing rate, and it will be hugely affected for our final mark and for the communication. So in school, most of in school, high school, the teacher usually communicate with us on one way. They usually say what we only hear what they say and listen and study from what we hear, what we see. But in college, we are not communicate with our teacher, but we also communicate with our friend, our another professor by a lot of teamwork activity. So yeah, so that's from my idea.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. I think like you already raised the answer very good on three aspects. Okay, control, attendance, and communication. Okay, before I discuss more, I just wonder like, do we have any other group want to add further information for this aspect? Anyone, any group want to add more beside of Khánh Linh answer? Okay, so own group already agree with Khánh Linh or team, right? Control, right? Control. Actually, we can see like at the school that has more control than the university. What does it mean? It means like the teacher, the parents, actually they totally they control you a lot, like when you are at the high school, right? So like Khánh Linh already told us a very good example. For example, like when we get low grade, right? At the university, you have to take responsibility for what you did, okay? But at school, like when you get low grade, your teacher will call your parent to take a look on like what you do, something like that. Attendance, I think like school, you have to go to class very often. When you absent, okay, immediately the teacher will contact to your parent. But university, it's up to you, okay? It's up to you. If you go to class often, maybe you will get high grade, but if you will not, like low grade, maybe. You take account of what you do. Communication, school, I think simple, and college, more complex. Why? At the university, like I said, you have to contact not only with your lecturer, with your professor, but also with your friends, with potential employer, with coordinator, with a lot of people, at the university, and the relationship or the network at the university more complex than at school. Okay, and you have to deal with some. Okay, very easy. And remember, when you are at the school, when you are at the university, this side of studying time, maybe you will have like internship time, okay, internship periods, for example, like that, or you can work as a part-time job, and you have to deal with many network, many relationship at the same time. Okay, so that's the reason why we call like the communication at the university is more complex than at the school. Now, how about like learners' position in the class, teaching strategy, learning requirement between school and college? Okay, any groups want to be volunteer?
Group 5.
Okay, please.
We the first learners position in the class. I think it's a school. In the school, we sitting on the bottom of the class. Tend to sit on the bottom of the class because they are fear about the teacher.
Okay.
And the university is the students tend to sit on the top of class because they are need to more concentration on the study. And the teaching starters at the school, teachers organize the student work and how they should prioritize their study.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, in the college or university, preparing for your class is your responsibility. For example, such as managing, prioritizing your work, and getting things done on time. The third is the learning requirement. I think in the school, study from textbooks a lot of, because it's need to consider a lesson, has to student to retain. Meanwhile, in the college or university, is combined with learning books and activities on the class. Is need to applying to more practice on the work on the class.
Okay.
Okay. And, yes, it's. I think it's the three accept this. I think.
Okay. Thank you very much about group 5, right? Any other group want to add some ideas on 3 aspects here? I want to hear from others group. Okay, Kanlan, please.
Yes. So for me, the learner position in the class is not only the class arrangement, how their position. It's also about where are the students in the class, like which role that the student play in the class. So in the high school, I think that the student, we are quite afraid of teacher. We have a culture of respect the teacher. So we only listen what they teach us. So we barely do discuss with the teacher directly in the class during that time. But in university, when you have any question, when you have anything that you didn't understand yet, you can discuss with your professor directly, and we can have a group discussion at that time also. So in university, we kind of like there's connection, there's more connection. Two-way interaction between the student and the professor more in university. That's what I think the position different between the school and the college.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think like you guys already give us very good point about teaching, like about learners' position in the class, teaching strategy and learning requirements. I just want to add some information about these 3 aspects here. So for example, like learner position in the class. So when you study at high school, maybe like you just start with the small class, right? So I don't know how many pupils in the high school. Is around like 30 to 40. Is that right? But when you move to the universities, you will study in the lecture class. It's mean like traditional, like for example, like if you study in another program at the university around like 60 students to 80 students, okay, with lecture student, very lecture classes. So that's make you very hard to note each other. Okay, but in the school, you note each other, you note the name of your friends, but at the university, maybe not. Actually, like you learned at international program, so our class, I think like it's not too much. Okay, it's around like 25 to I think like under 30 students. So that's perfect class. Okay, but if you study in the at the standard class, maybe it's around like 60 to 80 students in the class. Okay? So, and you don't really know each other. Okay. How about like teaching strategy? Teaching strategy. We can say like at the school. Okay. The lesson always allocated by the teacher. Right. The teacher. We said like one way. Now we keep going. So like. So like when we like discuss about like teaching strategy, so in the school usually we said like one way teaching methods, and the university two way. Okay, that's kind of very clearly kind of teaching methods. Now, learning a requirement, of course, at the university, the lecturer and professor will require at the higher level if you compare with the level at the school. Okay, beside of knowledge that you learned at the class, you need to do some research. You need to read some additional textbook. You need to find out or make the reference on these other resources to have more knowledge and have more preparation on your presentation or something like that. So the requirement from the learning at the university or the college that's higher than at the school, right? And remember like remember like at the high school the teacher just like tell you do some exercise, right? You work on some exercise, and after that the teacher, they will ask you to do it again at the test and maybe change a little bit. But at the university you can see like the requirement is not just you study in the study time like in the class, but also it's outside of the class. Okay, and you have to do by yourself, research by yourself to apply all the knowledge in the class to the reality. So the requirement always higher than at the school, and the university make the student to be more active, okay, than at the school. Written works requirement, presentational requirement. Okay, what do you think about these two aspects? What do you think about written work requirement? What do you think about presentational requirement from school and university? What do you think? Any group? Okay, Lan Phương, please.
I want to talk about the written work requirement. Can I talk about that, please?
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, the written work requirement usually in high school, we just need we have the limited length paragraph. We don't have to write. We don't have to write very much, and it usually follow the typical structure or the standard that the teacher usually gives, and it usually write about a given subject, uh, for the essay, and uh, in high school, and we need to have a proper punctuation and grammar, and usually we have to follow the guideline and standard, but in college we need to do more than just with the basics. I think that we will need to concentrate more on our essays, and we have to make a statement and prove our point with more evidence, and and also have to provide facts and conclusion. We will have more complex issues in the university essays. It will be lengthy, more lengthy paragraph. We have to do a lot of throughout research, and we have to be analytic. And it usually we don't usually write about random given subject, but we have to focus on our study field. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's all. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Really good answer. Okay, really good answer. So we can see like the written work requirement and presentational requirement as school and university totally different. Okay, so as school, written work requirement is mean like you just repeat what has been taught in the class. Okay, at the school. So you just write a lot during studying time. Okay, but like outside of the class, maybe no. But like at the university, you have to write an essay. You have to prepare the report to the professor or to the lecturer. And in the report, you have to find some data. You need to find some evidence to demonstrate about your point. Okay, and that's make you write a lot. Okay, beside of the class. Presentational requirement at the school, not often. Okay, not often, but at university very often. So almost I think like own class, okay, will ask you guys to make the presentation, and you need to have some presentation skill, okay, to express your idea, to organize your presentation, and transfer your idea to your friends. So a presentation skill that's required at the higher level at the university. Okay, so remember about that. All right, how about like materials and examination strategy? Okay, I think like these two aspects also really important for you guys. How about materials and examination strategy? Okay.
Group 5.
Okay, please.
We think the first materials in the school, we need to study on supplying school almost a lot of textbooks. Yes, and material is just as pencil, pen, and maybe some small calculator.
Okay.
That's all. And when we go up college or university, we need a laptop because it's very necessary to study presentation and prepare the document in the next month in the next class. And examination strategy in the school is very stressful because split time need to take an exam a lot of, for example, 15 or 45 minutes exam is very, and final exam is very important. Is great point of average at the end in the semester, which is average all of the subject in the semester. Besides this, in the high school, we need to the point, the score we need to group exercise score, personal exercise score, and final exam. That's all.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anyone want to add more information for group 5 relating to like materials and examination strategy?
Hi, I'm from
Yep.
Group 1. So
Group 1.
material between school and college, university. I can say in university and college is much more expensive than school. When we are in school, like they just require about your theory, about your knowledge, about your wisdom, and
Yep.
they not really care about your outside. But in college, university, we are in century 21st now. It's not only the inside, it's about the outside too. I mean the visual look. So university and college, they are going to care about the material, like stuff in school, table, chair, or the room of the school too. So it's much more expensive than school and comfortable and more comfortable. About examinations, well, I agree with the guy that has already said about this, and I can say that examination in college university has much more variety way. Like we can have essay or test or what do you say? I mean like speak together. The test about moral test, oral test, oral test. For school, we just have like examination on our paper.
Very good.
So thanks.
Okay, I think very good point. Very good point. I just want to like remind a little bit about like materials. So materials at the school is less if compared with the university, right? In the university, some materials we can use, for example, like traditional textbook, right? Journal resources, okay? Or you can like find out some article on the web-based resources. Or you can like make the reference on PowerPoint slides or class notes from the lecturer, or you can like make the reference on like extensive on-site library with online journal access. Okay, so in our university we have two kind of textbook. Okay, the first one you can go directly to the library to get the textbook, or you can read it through online. Okay, so I think materials at the university own way more if we compare with the school. And examination strategy, I totally agree with you guys. We have the differences between like school and universities. So for example, like Han said, like examination strategy, it's mean like for example, university they require oral presentation, okay, as count for percentage of your grade, but like at school maybe not. But remember, at university examination strategy, I think like it's all about you guys. So like the lecturer and the professor, they will not check your knowledge every day. No, they don't check. And you really rely on the midterm test and the final test to make to get your grade. Okay, to they based on the midterm test, based on like processing rate, based on the final test to evaluate or assess your performance. So I think like when you want to do examination at the university, you have to learn by yourself. Okay, you need to prepare by yourself and do it independently. Okay, so that's the main difference. And at the university, we also have an internal examination and external examination. So that's you have to careful about that. And the second one, continuously assessment may be included in the university. Okay. And resist possibility at early level of study also included at the university. All right. So that's all information relating to this aspect that make differences between school and university.
Teacher,
I really appreciate about like your discussion about this one. Okay.
Teacher,
Any question, please?
Yep. Teacher, I from group 6, and
yep.
I have more supplement for about information about examination strategy.
Very good. Please.
I think in high school, it's kind of upset because in high school have have numerous tests, include 15-minute test and 13-minute test, and maybe it's 14-minute test, and midterm and final term. It's a lot of tests, but in a college and university, the point we get is depend on what we show and what's the presentation. In the midterm, we have write the essay. It's along 3 months to learn that essay to get the point midterm and final term.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
My point. Yes.
Okay, very good. I agree with you about that point. So at the school, you have a lot of tests, right? 15-minute test, 20-minute test, 45-minute test. Okay, a lot of tests because like the teacher, they really want to check your knowledge about the lesson, or like they really want to check about your understanding of lesson. So a lot of tests will be allocated, but in the university, no. Okay, not too much, not too much, right? Okay.
Maybe high school, the teacher want to test and they want to conduct any test that teacher want. Conduct the test whenever the teacher want.
Okay, I agree about that. I agree about that. So anytime when they want to track your knowledge, okay, they will raise a test, right? So, but like at the university, like you note, I think specific time when you have a test. So yeah, so that's make differences between school and university. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so we already discussed a lot of aspects relating to school and university. Okay, and now it's your homework. Okay, your homework. Actually you have two kinds of exercise. The first one, I want you guys to prepare the short-term goals and the long-term goals as a student. Okay, so prepare the long-term goal and short-term goal for you guys. And the second question, I want you guys to use the SMART goals. Okay, please use the SMART goal to adjust, to evaluate your goals. Okay, so two kind of question that I want you guys to do as integral work. Is that okay? Are you clear? So like two kind of question I really want you guys to do. Okay, the first one, preparing the short-term goals and the long-term goals. Okay, and the second one, based on SMART model, please adjust your goals. Vậy thầy muốn các bạn làm gì? 2 câu hỏi về nhà. Một là chuẩn bị cho thầy cái mục tiêu của bạn trong cái chương trình học ha. Mục tiêu của bạn là gì? Đúng không ạ? Chúng ta có short term goals và long term goals. Sau khi các bạn đặt ra mục tiêu xong thì các bạn sử dụng cái SMART model này để đánh giá cái mục tiêu của bạn giùm thầy. Ok không ạ? Như vậy các bạn có 2 câu hỏi về nhà cho cái phần nội dung trên. Ok không? Rồi nha.
Yes.
Okay, good, very good. All right. Now it's time to stop here, and we will see each other on Friday.